Hi, welcome to Ask Les. I'm Les. One application that comes up every once in a while is cooling of industrial cameras. Cameras are used extensively in industry these days for testing for imperfections, monitoring production in all sorts of ways, and they're put into very hot and dirty areas, and they need to be cooled. So there are several ways to cool a camera, but why would you want to use a vortex tube? First of all, a vortex tube, for those of you who don't know, is a device that takes compressed air and splits it up into a hot and a cold stream. The cold stream can be very, very cool to cold temperatures. Usually use it around 0 degrees centigrade so you don't go below the dew point and get moisture. So let's say, basically a vortex tube will produce 0 degrees temperature with a compressed air stream. So ways to cool a camera. You can use water cooling, but water cooling usually uses very small water lines to cool a camera, in which case scaling can be quite a bit of a problem if the water has any sort of a calcium deposit inside. So water cooling is great as long as the water is very, very pure, but with scaling you're going to have high maintenance. So water cooling is not really the best choice for that reason in cooling a camera. Using pure compressed air can be certainly used to cool a camera, but because it's in a very hot area, that compressed air could be warm, and therefore you're going to be using a lot of air just to cool that camera. If you use a vortex tube, you're going to be putting cold air into that camera, therefore using a lot less energy, using a lot less compressed air. In using a vortex tube, it depends on the housing of the camera and how you're going to be utilizing it. You can put the vortex tube right onto the housing. If the housing is open on the inside, you simply put a hose internally, put some holes in that hose and distribute the cold air inside the housing evenly. Some housings have jackets in them, usually used for water cooling, but you can also blow the cold air from a vortex tube into that cooling jacket on the camera housing. We had one application which was at a steel factory where the camera was right near the opening of a furnace, and they had a pipe running up about 2 feet long from the furnace area with a vortex tube put at the end of it, blowing the cold air down the tube. So actually cooling the camera housing is quite easy with a vortex tube. But certainly the advantage of using a vortex tube over water or pure compressed air is certainly obvious. If you have any questions concerning the use of compressed air for blowing, cooling, drying, or moving, ask Les.